Right, here we are, still trying to get to Old Knobbly. There's old Knobbly Tramp going over there. And I'm going to go over there now. Looks like the trees come down. So we'll follow the track.
Okay. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay.
Right, yeah, right. So this is my old mate Tramp.
And this is my older old mate Pete.
And Tramp, Terry long officially, but we always call him Tramp, and there's a story behind that and all, isn't there? Right, anyway, and Tramp actually lives out here in Weeley, near Clacton, Little Clacton. And look what he found, the magic oak tree. And there it is, look at that. And that's over 500 years old. It's really ancient woodland.
I'm not quite sure, but I think it's the most known tree in England. I'm not sure.
Yeah?
I'm not sure.
Possibly the most famous oak tree in England, this. And it's old, they call it Old Gnarly? Knobbly. Old Knobbly. You can see why. And there's a couple of old Knobblies here to go with it here, see?
And a little old Knobbly doing the photos. I've got to be cheeky.
Of course. It's done the done thing. Brilliant.
So now we'll take a seat and we'll have a natter.
Yes.
And there's some wildlife there, look. Dead rabbit.
Dead wildlife.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I won't film that.
See you in a minute.
Yeah.
Right, now, here we are sitting on a bench, and we both need it because it's been a trek, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a trek.
Old Tramp here and me, well, young Tramp to me is, he's a spring chicken of 65, 64? 64. Right, so...
At the end of this year, I'm 63 officially at the moment.
He's 63 officially now, and we get it right, and I'll be 77 on the 30th of June, so we get it all right, though. Okay? Anyway, Tramp, I first met Tramp in 1970. Can't remember the month. Can you, Tramp? Anyway, it was in 1970.
No, it was early.
Yeah, and of course we had the Magic Oak Tree family. It started late in 68. And there was a knock at my door in Stevenage one day, the home of the Magic Oak Tree family. And opened the door, and there's an old friend of mine, Peter Crooks, who was the manager of Bowesline House in Stevenage. And accompanying him was Brendan Nesbitt, who was a social worker. Yeah, and I said to them, I said, well, what can I do for you? They said, well, we found a waif and stray, as they put it. They said, and we thought you could put him up. And I said, well, what are you talking about? They said, well, we found this guy on a park bench in the town gardens, and he looked like an old tramp. That's where the name comes in here, you see, as well. He said, and we thought, poor bloke, he's ill, he'd been beaten up and everything. He was in a state, and he was in a state on this park bench. And they covered him up, and he was very nervous of anybody at the time. Yeah. And anyway, they managed to coax him into Brendan's car, I believe. Yeah. And they took him, so I was told by them, to the hospital. The hospital looked at him and said, no, we won't take him. Because they thought he was an old tramp, thought he might have fleas and everything. They wouldn't take him in the hospital, can you believe that? So they looked at each other. Peter said to what's he called? Brendan. Peter and Brendan. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? And Brendan said, yeah, Uncle Pete, which is me. Okay. Right, we take him to Uncle Pete's. So they brought him to my house, and they said, remember, he's a bit, fragile at the moment. Went out in the car, and there's this guy laying in the back of the car. They put blankets around him and everything, shaking, shivering. He was in a right state. And I assured him, I said, look, mate, I said, you'll be all right. I said, you're in safe hands. Nothing's going to happen to you. We'll try and nurse you back to health. And eventually, we managed to get him out of the car, got him into the house, and of course, there was all the hippie girls, Kaz and Jamie and all he's going it right. All sort of got this like bed ready for him on the couch, and we put him in there. And after that, I think he just flaked out, and we actually for a couple of days, and we nursed him back to health. We kept him warm and everything. And now I'll hand you over to the man himself, Tramp, and what the story behind it all was. and what you thought when you woke up, actually, as well.
Well, I was going to say, it was all a blur until I woke up.
Yeah.
And it was just a relief that I wasn't cold, I wasn't feeling ill, I wasn't feeling dejected like I was. And then all of a sudden these bouncing whippy birds came. I thought I died and gone to heaven. And they were just all so pleasingly happy. And I knew hippies were happy people, but I didn't realise how happy.
And of course, I was dressed like this, so God knows what he must have.
Pete with his long hair, his mutton chops and his bloody caftan, I think you wore it.
I did, I had a red
Bloody
silk
right.
top there, did
Yeah, you wore a caftan or something, and he's bouncing around like, wow, like he was on about 40 trips a day. There was no stopping this man, he was like a little dynamo. Wherever you looked, he was there doing something. It was good, but the whole atmosphere of the house was a bit alien to me because I was used to a vicious life. I liked the vicious life. It was my way of life, my choice of way of life. It wasn't a way I was pushed into. And suddenly I've gone from hell to heaven in one jump. And I just couldn't believe it. And then I just turned round, and the normal thing to do when you see a mod is jump up and smash it. And he smashed a great mod walk through the door.
Chris Lockley, I think that was.
That was Chris. And he goes, all right, and just walks through the kitchen or wherever he's going and just go on with life. And I thought, that ain't happening.
This is a mod talking to a
going
rocker.
on?
Not
What's
only a
going
rocker,
on?
were you, but you were
Patched outlaw. Well, I was
Outlaw?
no, I wasn't an outlaw. I was an outlaw motorcyclist.
Outlaw
One of the
motorcyclist.
commercial bastards.
yeah.
And this was a mod. And I'm thinking, this doesn't go right, this not with a grain. What? Hold on, we've got mods, we've got hippies. My head started going in a bit of a turmoil. What's going on? Then there's skinheads,
Skinheads as well, yeah.
punk
Keith,
rockers, and hippies turning up
Whiting.
left, right and centre. And I thought, this is just such a different world. It was such a different world. It opened my eyes up to, well, a lot of things, a lot of dark sides of my life, and let a bit of sunshine in, and life changed from that day onwards. It did, for the better, I think. I still live the dream, though.
Of course you did. Yeah.
Still live the dream for the bikes. Yeah. It wasn't my way of life, and I wasn't, to me at the time, I wasn't going to fit in, but I did.
You did. You become part of the family, yeah.
No, I can't be doing with hanging around with all these hippies and skinheads and all this crap, as I called it. But suddenly I did. And I was in, and it was the family. And I never met a bunch of nicer people in my life.
And everything, mods, rockers, bikers,
anything,
skinheads,
everything.
Straights as they called them as well, just ordinary straight
gays.
people, gays, everybody was there. They were all there, yeah.
Not a single person had anything nasty to say about anybody.
There were no prejudices, was there?
And it was very quiet for about 2-3 weeks while I was there. I was itching for a scrap. I was, I mean, it was my way of life. It was the way I like to be. Yeah. And I thought, nobody's even had the bleeding hump yet. Nobody even got the hump. Oh, this is strange life.
And then there was the wall, of course.
Oh, Pink Floyd on the wall.
Yeah, and all these
Dark Side of the
hippie
Moon,
characters. Yeah, there was everything
all
on there.
All the way along the front.
Right along
and
the
then
wall,
there
the big
was
wall.
The mural, wasn't
The mural, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, the mural.
As you come in the front door, Pink Floyd was on the wall there.
That's right, yes it was.
And then the big wall was in the next
And the
room,
wall that I'd started, and
Yeah.
like some of the big painters, Rembrandt and so on, all the members of the family, Kaz and
Just put their little
they
bits
put
and
their
pieces
bits and
on it.
painted it up. I drew it all, and they painted it up. And Kaz was a bit of an artist herself,
She was
wasn't
very,
she? She put
very,
things
very
in
good. She was.
and poetry, and you know, and there was sort of this bloke, and we're playing everything from Pink Floyd to the Temptations to
Rockabilly,
everything, you know, and of course he couldn't get his head around it at the beginning because there's mods listening to rocker music, rockers listening to mod music, bikers listening right? Black Sabbath being played alongside Deep Purple, alongside Pink Floyd, and even Ultimate Spinach, which he never understood. A lot of them didn't. But Nicky likes them, funnily enough, Ultimate Spinach, don't you? You
I
know?
do, yeah.
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 And yeah, but then you got in touch with the Outlaws, didn't you? And you know, told them about the family.
We're doing the wrong thing, basically. We're doing the wrong thing. We're beating up hippies on a Thursday night, I think it was, for their drugs.
Probably for drugs, yeah.
Well, it was just give us your drugs and you won't get hurt, you know, sort of thing. That's what it was like in Stevenage. Thursday nights, the hippies got it. Saturday nights, the skinheads got it. Any other night, anybody that pissed us off got it. What was that? Bikers were the way, as I thought. But the subcultures around Stevenage were much vaster than... My eyes were open to how many people were actually in Stevenage and what sort of different cultures, different types of people. And people I wouldn't have even given a time of the day for were suddenly people that I was talking to. And I'm looking at myself standing in the town centre talking to a mod. I'm thinking, my mates ain't going to go thinking much of this. But I didn't care. Because I'd learnt a bit. Life isn't just about one culture. It's about all cultures.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
And I don't condone some cultures, and I do condone some others. But I'm pretty liberal in my thoughts.
Well, that's right, because we're all on this earth together, aren't we? We're all
Right,
members of one planet and one family. I mean, and of course, since then, the family has grown through the internet, and I actually have people coming through on Facebook saying, "Can we join the family? Can we become a part?"
And 45 years later, I didn't think these two old cripples would still be walking, let alone bleeding, running around in woods looking for knobbly old trees.
Knobbly old trees. Now we've got to walk all the way back to the car now. I think Nicky's going to bring the car around.
I
was just wondering.
will help where I can, yeah.
But I don't know whether they know where this is.
I'll grab the car and help.
yeah, we'll go to the crossroads, and
yeah.
there you go, and that's where he was at that time, at a crossroads.
I was in a very dark spot when I turned up at Pete's, but the lights were turned on.
The lights were turned on.
Yeah. And I don't think I would have survived my illness if I hadn't turned up round your house.
Now, well, I suspect you probably had pneumonia or something, or start of the problems you've got now.
Yeah, definitely. Troubles.
And as I say, all the hippie girls and me, because I was a trained nurse anyway, and they all sort of no medicine. We didn't give him medicines or anything like that. It was just care, love and care. I've got to say this. Some of the girls give me medicine. I'm sure they did. Yeah, but sure they did. Yeah. But that's the only medicine. Natural herbs, if you like. Natural herbs. It was only weed. But it was. And in those days, it was so innocent. But it was more than it is nowadays. It was just to take the ease off the pains, because I was in a lot of pain and all that. Yeah. So
cool.
So there we go. And there's some more people coming up here now.
Yeah. Right.
So there you go. So there you are, viewers.
Yeah.
And,
thank you.
So we know each other since 1970. And now 45 years.
We'll leave it on that note. Cheers, guys. Ta-ra.
Right. There. Now, you said this is the back of the tree. So what's on the other side?
Let's have a look.
Are you going to follow around?
Yeah. Let's have a look.
A bit overgrown, yeah.
Okay. Round the back. What have we got going on here? Oh, look at this. That little face up there, try not to get... Yeah, I know.
We don't want you on the video.
Okay.
We don't want you on the video.
No. There we go. This is the front of the tree. That was the back of the tree we saw before.
And we can take it up that side, up to the right.
Yeah.
Look at it, but
yeah.
I don't want to get the,
no,
the little
it's alright.
in it.
She's not in it, don't worry. Cool.
Cool, eh?
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
You see the public don't see.
There we go.
No, they don't, do they?
Brilliant, thank you.
Wow. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
There's a story for the start of the Magic Act. Rich, if you want to do a story of the Magic Oak Tree family,
Yeah.
you can start.
Where's the magic?
There we go.
Yeah.